The harder you chase, the faster it runs. The more desperately you want something, the more it eludes you. This is the paradox that's been hidden from you your entire life. You've been told a lie, that grinding 24/7 is the only path to success, that chasing relentlessly is how you win. But what if this very mindset is sabotaging everything you truly desire? What the elite, the truly successful, the genuinely fulfilled have discovered is something revolutionary yet ancient. A principle so counterintuitive that most dismiss it. The backwards law. Two paths lie before you. One of constant struggle, of pushing against the current, of exhaustion disguised as ambition. The other, of alignment, of magnetic attraction, of success that finds you. Which would you choose? Meet Henry, a talented painter who spent years begging galleries to display his work. Rejection after rejection. The more he chased recognition, the more doors closed. Until one day, exhausted, he stopped. He painted purely for the love of it, without expectation. Within months, those same galleries were calling him. This is not coincidence. This is not luck. This is the backwards law in action. The universe doesn't reward desperation. It responds to certainty. It doesn't give you what you chase. It reflects who you are. Desperation screams, "I don't have enough." And the universe listens. That signal of lack creates more lack. This is why the wealthy effortlessly attract more wealth. Why the confident naturally draw admiration. They're not chasing, they're being. Your subconscious mind controls 95% of your reality. Your beliefs, habits, automatic thoughts, everything you experience is a direct reflection of who you believe you are. And the brutal truth? Most people's identities are not even their own. Your mind is like a thermostat, preset to a specific level of success, love, and abundance. Push beyond that setting with willpower, and you'll always be pulled back. This is why lottery winners lose everything, why diets fail, why relationships repeat patterns. Your subconscious always drags you back to your baseline. Reality is a mirror. Most people stare at the mirror, waiting for their reflection to change first. But that's insanity. The mirror never moves first. You do. Your reality can only reflect back what you assume to be true. The moment you shift your assumption, reality must follow instantly. This is the law of assumption, Neville Goddard's hidden secret that changes everything. You don't attract what you want. You attract what you believe you already are. This is why visualization alone fails. This is why affirmations often don't work. You can't fool the universe with empty words or pictures. You must embody the feeling of already having what you desire. Most people are slaves to their emotions. They chase success out of fear of failure. They cling to toxic relationships because they fear loneliness. They make impulsive decisions because uncertainty terrifies them. They move through life like puppets, pulled by every emotion. They have no control, no power. True strength isn't about what happens to you, it's about how you respond. And mastering that response means emotional detachment. Not coldness, but the ability to observe your emotions without being controlled by them. This is the ancient wisdom of the Stoics, who understood that while you cannot control external events, you always control your response to them. Letting go isn't surrender. It's power. It's about dropping what's holding you back so you can finally move forward at full speed. It's acknowledging your fears, but releasing their grip. It's trusting the flow of life rather than trying to control every outcome. When you drop resistance, opportunities rush in effortlessly. This is Wu Wei, the ancient Taoist principle of effortless action. Wu Wei doesn't mean passivity or inaction. It means aligning yourself with the natural flow of the universe instead of fighting against it. It's pausing before pushing, listening to intuition before forcing solutions, allowing life to move toward balance naturally rather than imposing your will against the current. Your mind is an old-school VHS tape, and right now, you're replaying the same worn-out scenes over and over. Your beliefs about success, love, money, health, they're not even yours. They were programmed by parents, teachers, media, society. But here's the revelation. You can erase and rewrite that tape. You can install new programming that aligns with who you truly want to become. Taking life seriously is exactly why you're stuck. The tighter you grip, the faster things slip away. Life is a game, not a test. There are challenges, plot twists, and adventures, but no final exam you can fail. When you approach life with lightness, with playful curiosity, rather than desperate seriousness, everything begins to flow. The universe responds to that energy of ease. There's a path that leads to effortless success, a path where you work less, but achieve more, a path where opportunities chase you instead of the other way around. This is the path of least resistance. If something constantly feels like a fight, it's not your path. Real success is never a battle. It's alignment. When you're on the right path, doors open, synchronicities appear, and what others find difficult comes naturally to you. Now you stand at a crossroads. Continue down the path of chasing, forcing, and struggling, the path most travel. Or embrace the backwards law. Stop chasing and start being. Let go of desperate wanting and embody the state of already having. Release emotional reactivity and cultivate detachment. Drop resistance and follow the path of least resistance. In the next segments, I'll reveal exactly how to apply the backwards law in your life. How to rewrite your subconscious identity. How to master emotional detachment. How to embody the state of already having what you desire. And how to find and follow your path of least resistance. The door to effortless attraction stands open before you. Are you ready to step through? Let's begin with the foundation. Your subconscious identity. This is who you believe yourself to be at the deepest level. Not who you wish to be, not who you pretend to be, but who you truly believe you are. This core identity acts like gravity, pulling your entire reality into alignment with itself. Your identity wasn't chosen by you. It was programmed into you before you had any say in the matter. Your parents' beliefs about money, your teacher's views on success, the media's definition of happiness, society's expectations about relationships. All of these became the invisible script running your life. This programming created your identity ceiling, the invisible barrier that determines how much success, wealth, love, and fulfillment you allow yourself to experience. No matter how hard you push against this ceiling with willpower, you'll always fall back, because your subconscious identity says, "This is who I am. This is what I deserve. This is what's possible for me." To change your reality, you must first change your identity, not through affirmations or visualization alone, but through a complete rewiring of who you believe yourself to be. When you truly shift your identity to someone who is already wealthy, already successful, already loved, the universe has no choice but to reflect that back to you. The first step is awareness. You must identify the limiting beliefs forming your current identity. Ask yourself, what do I believe about money, about success, about love, about my own worth? Write these beliefs down. Examine them ruthlessly. Where did they come from? Are they even yours? Are they serving you? Or are they keeping you small? Next, craft your new identity. Who would you be if you were already successful, already wealthy, already loved? How would that person think? How would they feel? What would they believe? Write a detailed description of this new identity. Make it specific. Make it vivid. This isn't wishful thinking. This is the blueprint for who you're becoming. Now comes the most crucial step: embodiment. You must live from this new identity before there's any external evidence. This isn't pretending, it's assuming the state of already being who you want to become. Each morning, close your eyes and step into this identity. Feel it in your body. Embody its posture, its breathing pattern, its emotional state. Throughout the day, ask, would my new identity respond to this situation? Finally, collect evidence. Your mind needs proof that your new identity is real. Begin noticing even the smallest evidence that confirms your new identity. Did someone compliment your work? Evidence. Did you have an inspired idea? Evidence. Did you handle a situation with more confidence? Evidence. Keep an evidence journal and write down every confirmation, no matter how small. This trains your mind to seek and find proof of your new identity. Now let's address the second pillar of the backwards law: emotional mastery. The universe responds not to your words or actions, but to your emotional frequency. Desperation, neediness, and anxiety broadcast a signal of lack. Certainty, gratitude, and peace broadcast a signal of abundance. Your emotions are the language you use to communicate with the universe. Emotional mastery begins with detachment, the ability to observe your emotions without being consumed by them. You are not your emotions. You are the awareness that experiences emotions. When fear arises, rather than becoming fear, observe it. I notice fear is present. When desire arises, rather than being controlled by it, observe it. I notice wanting is present. This simple shift from identification to observation changes everything. Practice the 5-minute rule. When an intense emotion arises, fear, anger, disappointment, even desperate wanting, set a timer for 5 minutes. Allow yourself to fully feel the emotion for that time. When the timer ends, consciously release it. This trains your nervous system that all emotions are temporary visitors, not permanent residents. You can feel without being controlled. Use the future perspective hack. When facing a challenge that triggers emotional reactivity, project yourself 5 years into the future, looking back at this moment. From that vantage point, ask, how much will this matter then? This instantly shifts you from emotional reactivity to wisdom. Most things that seem monumental today will be forgotten in 5 years. This perspective frees you from the tyranny of the moment. Begin the no reaction challenge. For 1 day, commit to not reacting emotionally to anything. Traffic jam? No reaction. Rude comment? No reaction. Unexpected bill? No reaction. This doesn't mean suppressing emotions. It means choosing your response rather than being triggered automatically. This practice builds the muscle of emotional choice, proving that your reactions are optional, not inevitable. Cultivate stillness. Your clearest insights and highest emotional states emerge not from frantic activity, but from stillness. Daily meditation, walks in nature, moments of quiet reflection. These aren't luxuries, but necessities for emotional mastery. In stillness, the mud of reactivity settles, revealing the clear water of wisdom beneath. Make stillness a non-negotiable part of your daily routine. The third pillar of the backwards law is letting go. Contrary to what you've been taught, true power comes not from controlling everything, but from releasing what you cannot control. Letting go creates space for what's meant for you to enter. It's like opening your clenched fist you can't receive with a closed hand. Practice intentional release. Write down everything you're desperately clinging to. Outcomes, relationships, timelines, methods. Then create a release ceremony. You might burn the paper, release it to water, or simply declare, I now release my attachment to these outcomes. I trust that what's meant for me will find me in its perfect timing and perfect way. This isn't giving up on your desires. It's releasing the desperate grip that's actually pushing them away. Release control for trust. The need to control every outcome stems from fear and lack of trust. Begin asking, what if everything is happening for me, not to me? What if the delays, detours, and disappointments are actually redirecting me to something better? This shift from control to trust doesn't make you passive. It makes you aligned with a wisdom greater than your limited perspective. The fourth pillar is Wu Wei, effortless action. This ancient Taoist principle doesn't mean doing nothing. It means taking inspired action that aligns with the natural flow rather than forcing against it. It's the difference between pushing a boulder uphill and guiding it along its natural path downhill. One exhausts you, the other energizes you. Practice the pause. Before taking action, pause and ask, is this forcing or flowing? Am I pushing against resistance or moving with inspiration? Learn to distinguish between ego-driven action and soul-guided action. Ego pushes, forces, struggles. Soul invites, inspires, flows. When you feel yourself straining, pause. When you feel yourself flowing, continue. This simple practice aligns you with the path of least resistance. Map your energy. Some activities drain you, others energize you. Some relationships deplete you, others fill you up. Some goals feel like pushing a boulder uphill. Others feel like you're being pulled forward by inspiration. Pay attention to these energy signatures. They're showing you your path of least resistance. Move toward what energizes you and away from what depletes you. This isn't selfish. It's strategic alignment. Follow synchronicities. When you're on your path of least resistance, doors open mysteriously. You meet exactly the right person at exactly the right time. Resources appear when needed. Ideas come when you're ready for them. These aren't coincidences. They're confirmations you're in flow. When synchronicities multiply, you're aligned. When obstacles multiply, you're forcing. Let synchronicities be your compass. Now it's time to put the backwards law into practice. Begin with the 48-hour identity shift. For 2 full days, completely embody your new identity. Write down who you're becoming. Feel it in your body. Speak as this person would speak. Make decisions as this person would decide. This isn't pretending. It's practicing who you're becoming. Notice how reality begins to shift in response. Next, undertake the 7-day assumption challenge. Each morning, write down 3 assumptions you're choosing to hold as true that day. I assume that I am naturally wealthy. I assume that opportunities find me effortlessly. I assume that I am deeply loved and valued. Live from these assumptions regardless of external evidence. Watch how your perception shifts first, then your actions, then your reality. Begin the 30-day Stoic Challenge to master emotional detachment. Each day, deliberately practice non-reaction to one triggering situation. When faced with delay, disappointment, or difficulty, pause and ask, is this within my control? If not, can I accept it without resistance? If yes, what is the wisest response? Remember, emotional mastery isn't about never feeling. It's about choosing your response, rather than being controlled by reactivity. Undertake the 7-day flow experiment. For 1 week, commit to following only what feels like flow and releasing what feels like force. When making decisions, ask, does this feel like pushing or allowing? Does this drain my energy or amplify it? Choose only the path that feels like flow. This doesn't mean avoiding challenges. It means approaching them in alignment rather than resistance. Notice what happens when you consistently choose flow over force. As you practice these principles, collect evidence of the backwards law in action. Notice how things you once chased desperately begin coming to you when you stop chasing. Notice how problems that once seemed insurmountable dissolve when you release resistance. Notice how your external reality begins to mirror your internal shifts. This evidence strengthens your certainty, creating a positive feedback loop of effortless attraction. Remember, the backwards law isn't a technique, it's a complete paradigm shift. It's moving from I need to chase and force to get what I want, to I need to become and allow to receive what's meant for me. This shift doesn't happen overnight. It's a practice, a journey of unlearning old patterns and embodying new truths. Be patient with yourself as you make this transition. Trust in divine timing. In nature, nothing is rushed, yet everything is accomplished. The seed doesn't force itself to become a flower. It simply fulfills its nature in the right season. Your desires are seeds planted in consciousness. They will bloom in their perfect timing. Your job isn't to force the bloom, but to create the optimal conditions through your identity, emotional state, and alignment with flow. Your reality is a perfect mirror of your internal state. If you're not seeing what you desire externally, look within. What are you embodying? What are you assuming to be true? What emotions are you broadcasting? Change these internal factors, and the mirror must reflect that change. This is the true secret of manifestation. Not manipulating the external world, but transforming the internal one. As you apply the backwards law, you'll notice your identity evolving. You'll shed layers of limitation and lack. You'll release the need to chase and prove. You'll embody more of your authentic power. This evolution isn't about becoming someone new. It's about returning to who you've always been beneath the conditioning. It's remembering your inherent wholeness and worthiness. Celebrate your progress. The mind that's always focused on not enough yet can never experience the fullness of now. Take time to acknowledge how far you've come. Celebrate small shifts in perception, in emotional states, in synchronicities. Gratitude for what's already manifesting accelerates future manifestations. It signals to the universe, I notice and appreciate what you're bringing me. This attitude of celebration and gratitude is magnetic to more abundance. Surround yourself with those who understand and practice these principles. The backwards law can seem counterintuitive in a world obsessed with hustle and grinding. Find your community of like-minded souls who understand that true power comes from being, not chasing. Share your experiences, challenges, and breakthroughs. Collective wisdom accelerates individual growth. Teach what you learn. As you experience the power of the backwards law, share it with others still caught in the trap of desperate chasing. Not through preaching, but through embodiment and gentle guidance when asked. Your transformation creates a ripple effect, touching lives beyond what you can see. The greatest teachers are those who live their message, not just speak it. Find balance between being and doing. The backwards law doesn't mean never taking action. It means ensuring that action flows from the right state of being. First embody, then act. First assume, then move. First align, then create. This sequence is crucial. Action without alignment is wasted effort. Alignment without action is unrealized potential. The magic happens when both are in harmony. Trust your inner compass. As you practice the backwards law, your intuition will strengthen. You'll develop an inner knowing that guides you more reliably than external opinions or conventional wisdom. Honor this guidance. It's your direct connection to the intelligence that orchestrates the entire universe. When inner knowing conflicts with outer advice, choose inner knowing. Cultivate patience. In a world of instant gratification, patience has become a lost art. Yet some manifestations require time to gestate and mature. The oak tree doesn't emerge overnight from the acorn. Trust that what you've planted through your shifted identity and assumptions is growing, even when you don't yet see the sprout. Divine timing is perfect timing. Embrace the spiral of growth. Progress isn't linear. You'll have days of perfect alignment and days when old patterns resurface. This isn't failure. It's part of the spiral of growth. Each time you return to an old pattern, you do so with new awareness. Each cycle takes you higher. Be gentle with yourself during setbacks. They're not moving you backward. They're revealing what still needs healing. Return to the present moment. The backwards law flourishes in presence. The past is memory. The future is imagination. Only the present moment is real. When you're fully present, you're aligned with the power that creates worlds. Presence dissolves desperate wanting, which is always future-focused. Presence reveals the abundance that's already here. Make it a practice to continually return to now, open to receive. Many who master the state of being still block receiving through subtle resistance. Check for beliefs like, I must work hard for money, or I don't deserve ease. These create invisible barriers to receiving. Practice literal and metaphorical open-handedness. Say yes to unexpected gifts. Accept compliments graciously. Allow help when offered. The universe can only give to open hands and open hearts. You stand at the threshold of a new way of being. The door to effortless attraction is open before you. Through it lies a reality where you no longer chase what you desire. You become it, and it naturally flows to you. Where you no longer push against resistance, you align with flow, and magic happens. Where you no longer control with fear, you trust with certainty, and the universe responds. The choice to step through is yours. The backwards law isn't just a principle. It's a choice you make, moment by moment. Will you continue to chase, or will you embody? Will you push against resistance, or will you align with flow? Will you live from desperation, or will you live from certainty? Each choice creates a different reality. Choose wisely. Choose consciously. Choose from your highest self. As you implement these principles, you'll experience a metamorphosis. The person who began this journey, desperately chasing, emotionally reactive, controlling outcomes, will transform into someone who embodies, who observes emotions with detachment, who trusts in perfect unfolding. This transformation isn't about becoming someone new. It's about returning to your natural state of being, aligned, flowing, and magnetically attractive to all you desire. Remember always, reality is a mirror. It doesn't respond to what you want, what you chase, what you demand. It responds to who you are. Change your being, and your having must follow. Shift your assumptions, and reality must reflect them. Master your emotions, and the universe responds in kind. This is the essence of the backwards law. Becoming precedes receiving. The ultimate destination of this journey isn't just having what you desire. It's a state of fulfillment that transcends having. It's knowing your inherent completeness, regardless of external circumstances. It's experiencing the joy of being, rather than the temporary satisfaction of getting. It's aligning with your highest purpose and allowing it to flow through you without resistance. This is the true promise of the backwards law. The backwards law isn't new. It's ancient wisdom repackaged for modern minds. It's the essence of teachings from sages, mystics, and spiritual traditions throughout history. Seek ye first the kingdom. Be still and know. Wu Wei, the universe and I are one. All point to the same truth. What you seek is seeking you, but only when you stop the desperate chase and embody the state of already having. The journey of the backwards law is ultimately a journey of integration. It's about embracing all aspects of yourself, light and shadow, strength and vulnerability, certainty and doubt. It's about healing the division between who you are and who you think you should be. It's about remembering your wholeness and allowing that wholeness to naturally attract its reflection in your external reality. You now hold the key to the backwards law. You understand that success, wealth, love, and fulfillment aren't prizes to be chased, but reflections to be embodied. You know that shifting your identity, mastering your emotions, letting go of resistance, and aligning with flow are the practices that transform your reality from within. The question is, will you use this key? Will you step through the door it unlocks? The time for merely understanding is over. The time for implementation is now. Take one principle from this teaching and apply it today. Shift one aspect of your identity. Master one emotional reaction. Let go of one desperate attachment. Follow one path of flow instead of force. Small actions, consistently applied, create massive transformation. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Take that step now. As you apply these principles, you'll begin to witness the fruits. Opportunities will find you without desperate networking. Wealth will flow to you without exhausting hustle. Love will surround you without anxious seeking. Purpose will unfold through you without forced planning. These aren't magical promises. They're the natural results of aligning with the true nature of reality through the backwards law. Your transformation through the backwards law doesn't just change your life, it changes the world. As you shift from chasing to embodying, from forcing to flowing, from controlling to trusting, you become a living example for others. Your presence alone reminds people of a different way of being. Your peace inspires their peace. Your abundance awakens their abundance. Your alignment guides their alignment. This is how we create a new paradigm, one transformed life at a time. From the highest perspective, the backwards law reveals a profound truth. There is no separation between you and what you desire. The chase itself creates the illusion of distance. When you stop chasing and start being, you discover that you and your desires are expressions of the same universal consciousness. You are not attracting something outside yourself. You are allowing your outer reality to align with your inner truth. This is the ultimate secret. You already are everything you seek to become. This teaching is not the end of your journey. It's the beginning. The backwards law opens the door to infinite possibilities of being and becoming. As you master these principles, new levels of embodiment will call to you. New dimensions of letting go will reveal themselves. New depths of trust will become available. The path of effortless attraction is an endless unfolding of who you truly are. You now stand at the threshold of a new way of being, a way where success doesn't come from desperate chasing, but from aligned embodiment, where wealth doesn't require exhausting struggle, but flows naturally to your authentic expression, where love isn't earned through anxious seeking, but attracted through self-love and certainty, where purpose unfolds, not through forcing, but through allowing. This is the promise of the backwards law. This is the power of effortless attraction. As we conclude this journey together, take a moment to feel gratitude for the wisdom you've received, for the insights you've gained, for the transformation that's already beginning within you. Gratitude is the highest frequency you can embody. It signals to the universe, I recognize and appreciate what I have. And in that recognition, you open the door for more to flow. Thank you for walking this path of the backwards law. May it lead you to everything you've been seeking. The circle is now complete. You began as one who chases. You emerge as one who embodies. You began pushing against the current. You now flow with it. You began controlling with fear. You now trust with certainty. This transformation doesn't happen overnight. It's a practice, a journey, a way of being. But with each step you take in alignment with the backwards law, your reality transforms to match your new vibration. The more you embody, the less you need to chase. The more you become, the more naturally you receive. And so a new journey begins. Not one of desperate seeking, but of conscious becoming. Not one of exhausting chasing, but of magnetic embodiment. Not one of anxious forcing, but of aligned flowing. The backwards law is now yours to live, to practice, to master. May you walk this path with courage, with patience, with trust, and may it lead you to the effortless attraction of everything your heart truly desires. Remember these final words. You are not separate from what you desire. You are not distant from what you seek. The very act of desperate chasing creates the illusion of separation. When you stop chasing and start being, the distance collapses. You and your desires are one. This is the ultimate truth of the backwards law. This is the secret to effortless attraction. This is the doorway to everything you've ever wanted. The door stands open. The choice is yours. Will you continue to live by the old paradigm of chasing, forcing, and struggling? Or will you step into the new paradigm of being, allowing, and flowing? The backwards law awaits your decision. Your new life awaits your embodiment. Everything you've been seeking has been seeking you. All that remains is for you to stop running, turn around, and embrace what's been there all along. The backwards law. Stop trying and you'll get everything you desire. Stop chasing and start being. Stop forcing and start flowing. Stop controlling and start trusting. This ancient wisdom, hidden in plain sight, is now yours. May it transform your reality from within. May it bring you everything you've been seeking. May it return you to the truth of who you've always been. And so it is.